how to deal with relationship anxiety. Do you have it? Are you not sure if you have it? You know what? We're going to discuss this. Stay tuned. Well, hello, bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue from Paris. Welcome, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Arica Angelo, and I am a dating and relationship expert, and I've been at this for 11 years. So this is a safe place for you to come and stay and park it. So I highly encourage you to subscribe, and not only subscribe, but turn on the notification bell, because it's going to let you know when I'm letting out more videos like this. So relationship anxiety, how to deal with it. Do you think you have relationship anxiety? Sorry, I gotta adjust this big ass bow. I freaking love this shirt. Let me just say, I needed to add that in there. Do you have relationship anxiety? How do you know if you even have it? Listen, this is my opinion. My opinion on this portion. I think relationship anxiety, in my opinion, is it's at an all-time high. I think that we have so many resources now to distract us and to fill voids. And so the more that we have that, the less of a need we think we have for relationships. But in my opinion, we are meant for a relationship. I always say this, we were brought into this world through people. Your mom had to carry you in her womb. A doctor had to help pull you out of your mom's vagina. We came into this world needing people, needing relationships. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. I don't think robots will ever replace that. I don't think a dildo and a vibrator is going to replace that for a woman. I don't think anything will ever take place of the need of relationship. But with that, it's also a very scary thing, because in my opinion, once again, giving your heart and giving access to someone with your heart is the most scary and vulnerable thing you can do. You may think starting your own business, starting a new career, anything, even having children, like all these things are very vulnerable things. But I personally believe that when you give someone access to your heart, it is the scariest thing to do. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people who are just saying, I'm just not going to do it. I mean, you have movements, men going their own way who are like, screw relationships. You know, there have been so many men who have been hurt through divorce, so screw it. You see women who are going into like, I'm just going to be independent and build my career, and that's where I'm going. But you know, I think as much as this sounds alluring and like it's going to protect us from getting hurt, the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, it leads to a very unfulfilling life. Why? Because we are made for a relationship. We are made of love. We're made out of love. And with that comes relationship to help facilitate that, protect that, nurture that, build that. So if you have relationship anxiety, you're not alone. In my opinion, it's a growing epidemic where people are just terrified of letting people in. And so if you don't believe me, go out and about and you'll see tons of people on their phone, and that people find being on their phone more comforting than actually interacting and connecting with people. So I say all this so that to set the precedent, so that you know, first and foremost, you're not alone. And that shame, you know, shame likes to come and say, you know, you're effed up, but you're the only person. And so I just kind of want to abolish that and say, no, it's something that I'm finding to be more and more common. And, you know, I've lived in America, I'm living in Europe, I've lived in Bali, I'll be living in Bali again, and I see it everywhere. And it's this lie of that independence will protect me from getting my heart hurt, and it just doesn't, because at the end it comes with very severe ramifications, severe consequences of loneliness and feeling very deeply unfulfilled. So what do you do if you have relationship anxiety? Anxiety comes from things being suppressed, either being suppressed or being concerned about the future. To me, anxiety also partners with shame. And so the most important thing that you can do if you have relationship anxiety is to find a safe person to process this out with, to talk about it. You see, the more that you stay silent about it, the more the anxiety builds, the more it festers. But by you finding someone, a confidant, a coach, a therapist, someone that you can talk to and process this through is the first thing that you want to do. And it's monumental and it's imperative. Listen, I don't know what your circle is like, but I have 2 to 3 very close girlfriends, and sometimes I will just send them a voice memo on my iPhone or Marco Polo or on Instagram. I'll reach out to them and just say, you know what, I just need to process this out. And if it's something that I'm feeling very afraid of, I verbally process it out with them. I just did this the other day with my best friend. A very big day was coming up, a scary day for me, and the anniversary of my sister's accident that has caused her to be confined to a nursing home now. And every day for me, every year for me, this brings up huge anxiety, anxiety that shuts me down, and I have panic attacks. And so I wanted to get ahead of that. So I reached out to my best friend and I said, hey, my sister's accident, the anniversary is coming up, and I'm here in France. I don't have my family here. I need to just talk this through. I need to talk about how much this hurts. And believe it or not, that day I did not have the severe panic attacks that I've had for the past 8 years. And so I want to share that story with you to say that, listen, there is power in communication. There is power in letting people see the scared, vulnerable places inside of us, having that sense of emotional exposure. That's what Brene Brown says is a sign of vulnerability, is being emotionally exposed. And so I would say to you that if you have relationship anxiety, you need to find someone outside of your relationship that you can start to process this with. As you feel safe with that person, processing with them, then it's time, if you're in a relationship, to process this with your partner and just say, hey, this is what's going on in me. I'm shutting down. I'm getting scared with this. And that partner needs to be a safe place for you to come and share that with. Now, if you have relationship anxiety that causes you to stay single, then like I said, hire me, a coach, hire a therapist. Develop relationships that you can start fostering this sense of vulnerability that I shared with you, that I have with my best friend. And we actually did a video together. If you want to watch that video, I'll link it, where we talk about our journey, how we built this relationship of vulnerability. But it's imperative. So I would say to you that if you have relationship anxiety, the most important thing that you can do to start finding some resolve to get out of this is to find people that you can process this with. Because as I said in the beginning, anxiety is pent up emotions that need an outlet, but it's foreboding of the future. You're afraid of the future. And the only way to get real healing and to overcome this is to start having that network of, I have coaches that I work with, having friends that you can trust and reach out to, and finding clever ways to do that, as me and my circle do with the voice memos on the iPhone, or sending Marco Polos, or on Instagram, but finding a way to develop that connection so that you don't feel alone and isolated in your anxiety. So if this spoke to you, let me know in the comment section. Share with me your story of, are you able to process this with people? Okay, this shirt's starting to become a pain in the ass. Are you able to process this with people? Or is this a silent battle? Is this a silent journey that you're on by yourself? And if you are, I encourage you to reach out to someone. And if you liked it, please like this video as well. But listen, you're not meant to do this alone. And if you do need coaching, please reach out to me. I would love to support and be your guide on this journey to help you overcome this relationship anxiety. So thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, I kindly ask you to do that. And remember, you have what it takes. You have the tools inside. You might need to start pulling those tools out, or helping people pull those tools out inside of you. But remember this, despite what anxiety says, because it has a loud voice when it starts talking, that you, my dear, you, my precious one, that in this moment, that you are loved. You're loved. Just breathe it in. In this moment, my dear, you are loved and you matter. All right, I will see you next time. You take care.